Shalom, shalom. Give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Kadash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of the Great Millstone, the GMS, the rule and teach well. So I got this article here. I'm not really going to get into it like that because you can go read it for yourself. A lot of things going on as of late, but this happens typically around Sabbaths. That's just the way the Lord has it set out. It's like that. Around Sabbath days, shit just goes down. Something just happens. Before I get into this, there was a cyber attack on U.S. infrastructure in Hawaii, on a port, and an oil gas pipeline, I believe, that they're saying is from China. We both know, you and the listener, if you a brother who's been paying attention, you know that that's a crock of shit. That's not true at all. China is just a convenient scapegoat. Everything they're doing it themselves. And that's the secret council of the wicked, insurrection of the ungodly, and things like that. In Psalm 64, right? This is dumb. All these things they come up with, the WF, the CFR, which is Council for Relations, these kind of different think tank groups, they come up with this stuff. The Bilderberg meeting, they all talk about this stuff. This stuff is nothing new. Bilderberg, G7, things like that. All those different talks. Bohemian Grove, all these different things, meetings that they have, they come up with all this stuff, right? And it's them doing this, okay? Because Nikki Haley was a spokesman for them, for the elites. She's taking that role. She's a fucking corporate shill. She has been talking about that digital ID for more cybersecurity. And that's what they're moving towards. They're moving towards an attack on the grid, some sort of grid attack or something like that. And then martial law, chaos, and then after that they can say that, hey, order out of chaos. Hey, we got this MOTB. You need this to access the internet. We need to have higher surveillance online. You need to have an ID. You need to have this chip, and you need to access the internet. So then we can now know 100% who you are. And everything is pointing to that, to some sort of grid, some sort of shutdown, to some sort of global economic collapse, which is why everything has to go on. And I don't want to rant too long, but everything has to go on with Russia and Ukraine, because they have to do things to destabilize the euro, and the new currency that they're going to bring in there is going to be that MOTB currency, some sort of global currency. So you got the whole EU entry-exit system. These different groups like Idemia starting to work with governments. It's all pointing to that. And that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. I believe that's how it's going to go down. But there's going to be some sort of collapse, and that's scriptural. It's Jacob's trouble. So all these things will happen, but the exact details 100%, I can't really tell you 100% this is how this will happen. Things just kind of unfolding, and we're seeing them happen, and we're of course paying attention, watching and praying. So that was the one thing there. Biden also visited Angola, and now talks about having a new campaign to increase economic support and kind of like foster more diplomatic relations in Africa, separate and have more spheres of influence in the region, which that's not going to increase Biden's face or anything. That's not going to save face. It's not going to increase his approval ratings. It's not going to do anything. It's not going to prevent any sort of war. It's not going to prevent China and Russia from having their territory and their partners in the region. It's not going to do anything. So That was that. It's not going to somehow be, oh, because you joined up with Africa, it's going to save the American dollar. It's not happening, or because Argentina hopped on. It's not going to happen, So I'm in that little tangent there, but I'm not going to talk about every single one of these articles, but I just wanted to mention it. So this is NBCnews.com. Biden warns Netanyahu that Israel is losing support worldwide and his government must change. The president appeared to offer his harshest criticism yet of the Israeli government's military offensive in Gaza since Hamas attacked Israel October 7th. Now, they don't talk about this. See, this is the thing with mainstream media, and you should already know this. You can't trust a single goddamn thing the mainstream media tells you. Because multiple pilots and people have just come out about it, and they said that, hey, the ones that really killed the hostages were like the helicopter pilots. Like, we're the ones that really killed the people there on that attack. Of course, Hamas killed soldiers, and they killed different people and things like that. And I'm not defending them either. I'm not defending no Ishmaelite. But actually, I really don't care either way about the whole thing as a whole, because you're not my people. I'm not defending them, and I'm not defending those Amalekites that are in that land. They were buying the slave trade, and Ishmaelites were buying the slave trade. So really, I don't particularly like either of you. I actually have a heavy dislike towards both of you, because you enslaved my people, and I'll never forgive you for that. And we're gonna get you when we get the spiritual power. It's over for you. But for right now, I gotta coexist with you people. We gotta coexist for now. But that's safe the scriptures. I'm coexisting right now. We're in coexisting phase, but soon it'll be conqueror phase. But with this whole thing, with all this stuff is going down, I basically explained that, and then there was some sort of attack on the communications, and that kind of caused them to shoot at people randomly, and they killed the IDF killed Israelis. They were the ones killing Israelis. Hamas were able to exploit that. They got a lot of intelligence files and things like that. They were able to get some files and kind of bring them off to themselves. I don't know if that's in the news, but I learned it off of the Scott British Show. I'm gonna check it out for myself. But apparently they stole some confidential documents about spies in the region, and now Hamas has it. And if Hamas has it, then Iran has it. And then Iran probably passes to all the a bunch of other nations, and now they have it, which is not good. Which is not good for Amalek. And Isaiah the 2nd chapter. If they were the true people, and they're in the land, then there wouldn't be any war. There would be no need to have an intelligence operations squadrons, or to have intelligence groups, or have squads and training facilities for your men, and have boot camps and drill sergeants, drill instructors, and there would be no need for any of that. You have to have all these bases, and you have to have trainings at the bases, and you have air defense, and you need all these radar equipment. That doesn't sound peaceful to me. That sounds like a nation that's in war. The kingdom, we're not going to need any of that, because there's not going to be no war. These nations not going to pull no war against any other nation. We have nothing to fear. These nations, they can get put down in subjection, and that's going to be it. That's going to be it for them. And like Ezekiel 39, talks about that, destroying all the weapons caches. There's going to be no training. The nation's going to have no training facilities. Like, come on. It's over for them, Now, where did I read that? It was Isaiah 45, so that they should put on wings of the eagle, and shall run and should not be tired. But yeah, that's all going to happen. But now, to go further into this article, because I'm not going to read the article, it's pretty self-explanatory. Biden's pretty much say, hey man, this stuff got to change. Now he's so-called being critical of them. Now, as I said before, don't you should know this already. Don't like to go, wow, so Biden in America is like turning on them now. Like, whoa, dude, whoa. No, it's not. Because you still got IPAC, you still got Larry Fink, you still have people pro-Israel voices being heard. You still have, X. They get rid of a lot of these pro-Palestinian voices and allow these pro-Israel voices to kind of go around and things like that. These different groups, these different, what do you call it, what's the ADF and the Defamation League, that group is still around. Biden's not going after them, he's not going after, different talking heads and people online. Biden's not going after like Ben Shapiro and different, inflammatory things he's said. So you gotta see that it's all the safe face. It's all the safe face. But point of the matter is, Numbers 24 tells us that Amalek is first of the nations, but his latter end should be she perish forever. So Amalek is still first of the nations. Don't look at this and be like, look, Amalek not for and it's just a bunch of bullshit, man. Esau trying to make it seem like America is like almost like Israel's big brother, which they always try to say that Israel is a Western implant. Israel has the control over the West, point blank, period. They're in all the key places of power. They run the businesses, and they're in the spots that matter. Like BlackRock and things like that. They're the ones with the power. Many times the Fed has had to turn over to BlackRock and things like that and have them handle things. It's a fucking joke. But yeah, I just want to kind of go over those things, mention a couple of different scriptures for you brothers to go check out. And that's it. Shalom.